Okay, so I read in an interview that you felt like you needed to get the team a little bit more gritty during the off season. Do you feel like you achieved that goal?
Well, yeah, I think with the Avs, there were certain areas we wanted to address, and I think with the combination of like Ross Colton and Miles Wood, we added not only skill and guys that can skate and chip in offensively, but provide a little bit of abrasiveness, a little bit of that hard to play against factor that we certainly have had over the last number of years. But I think with these guys, it's a clear part of their DNA.
And speaking of Ross Colton, had he been someone you'd had an eye on in the last year or two or anything like that?
Yeah, Ross is certainly a player that when you go watch Tampa play, his game, stands out.
Yeah.
You don't have to be watching for him. He's a hardworking player. He's always been a little bit of a pain in the butt to play against with how competitive he is, and certainly seeing him over the last number of years, we had very good reports on him, and those players don't always become available. So when the opportunity became possible to bring in a guy like that, it was sort of an opportunity that we didn't want to pass up.
Was there any worry when you had traded for him as an RFA that there was going to be no deal made with the arbitration and everything?
No, there was no deal. Like anything else, we knew the player's contractual status, that he had arb rights, that he was 1 year away from UFA, and but sometimes you just got to let those things play out. But we felt confident that we would come to an agreement. It took a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, we're happy with the deal, the 4 years, and think he'll be a player that our fans come to really appreciate very quickly.
As someone who's promoted within himself, what did it mean to you to be able to give Schneekloth an opportunity to continue growing within this organization, and what do you think he can bring as a head coach to the Eagles?
That's a good question, Megan. I think with any time you have with your development team, the personnel there, whether it's a trainer, equipment, or coaches, and the players, they want to get to the National Hockey League, and for Aaron to be patient and to grind away like he did as a player, the last number of years, he's been an important part here for many, many years. But to see him, us to get to know him over the last number of years, and when Crow got the job, we were thrilled for Crow, but we felt really happy and content that we had the right guy right here in-house. So it was an easy choice at the end of the day.
And looking at some off-season additions, someone like Fredrik Olofsson might be a fringe player that is straddling an opportunity at both clubs. What made you target that player specifically?
Well, I think with Fredrik Olofsson, it's a combination of things. I think he fits our identity with how we like to play. There's some versatility there in that he can play wing and center. We saw him obviously play a lot. Texas is a team that plays the Eagles, but we had very good NHL reports on him as well. We watched him very close in the Vegas series when he played in the NHL playoffs, and he's a guy that's gonna push to make our team. So we're very excited to add him, and some of the other guys, Riley Tufte and Chris Wagner, who unfortunately got hurt in early July, but we'll hopefully have very good veteran guys here as we always have.
And I know Foodie was rehabbing over this summer. Do you know if he's a player that will be available by camp?
We'll get more information on that in the weeks ahead. He's still rehabbing, but hopefully we'll see him in September.
Very similarly, a departure in Samparenta left maybe something of an opportunity for other players to step in next year's lineup. Is there anybody you're looking to replace some of the offense that is leaving in Maltsev and Charles Houdan?
Yeah, those were good hockey players for the Eagles, and we lost a chunk of goals. But I think we're going to be looking for some internal improvement from guys like Oscar Olofsson, Foodie, hopefully, and some of the college guys that we brought in will hopefully now be acclimated. Guys like Jason Poland and some of our kids like Matthew Steinberg. Hopefully we'll be able to get something done there and just see a lot of internal growth, and coupled with some of the veterans we brought in, we think we'll have a good team.
And these will be my last two. With Steinberg, you mentioned you were working on something.
Yep.
Is that still in the works? I know I talked to him at the end of last season, and it was his hope to be here. He was at
yes, we've had good chats. Obviously, he's an August 15th guy, but I think everything is trending in the right direction, hopefully.
And then the last one is Andre Pavel. He's another player that was targeted from that college free agency grab. What specifically stood out about him that might be a good fit in Colorado down the line?
Well, Andre is different than some of the other guys. I think Andre's game, he's not going to be flashy offensively. He's a sturdy, checking type player. He's going to probably be a guy that is thrown over the boards for penalty kill, to protect leads, to block shots, and he's a guy that has a motor. You know what you're going to get from him every night, and he's a type of player that I think will earn trust quickly with coaching staff. So, but I don't think you're going to see high octane offense, but that's okay. It takes all different types of things to have a good sauce, and I think Andre's a hard-working player that's going to endear himself to both the coaches and our fans wherever he plays.
Thank you so much.
Alex Bukaj, he was one of the few, I think actually one of the two-way players that you guys didn't pull up last year. Are you looking at maybe giving him a chance this year?
Well, like anything, players have to earn it, right? Nothing's going to be given to them. Their play will dictate, whether they make the team, whether they're recall players during the year. And I think, Alex is a big body. He's got a good shot. This is a big year, for him coming up, in the American League. So hopefully we'll see him at some point in the fall, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.